gap continues to close.
All boats, the last 3 or 4 feet bow and stern, they get a little bit thinner, the planks.
The planks do?
Yeah, that's just how they build them.
Some recent repair work.
This is just a shim I put on here, but this was their attempt.
No, R-I-double-B, A-N-D-S, rib bands, or ribbons.
Ribbons. Port side, number 1.
Yeah.
Over 20 feet long.
And leave the middle alone, see it?
Leave the middle alone, yeah. Heading up to Ventura to see Doug and Clint and Rich. He's back on the team. And this drive takes about 90 minutes. This is the scene about 20 minutes in. Traffic backing up, heading into Pasadena and downtown LA. But here, moving our way north and west, nice and clear. Doing about 75. Plenty of solar power to make the trip at any speed. Alright, we just got off the highway. Ventura. Here we go. Doug's shop. There's something going on. Sanding. There he is. November 5th, 2014. The gap continues to close. And it's still a pretty big gap though.
All boats, the last 3 or 4 feet bow and stern, they get a little bit thinner, the planks.
The planks do?
Yeah, that's just how they build them. Because when you're building the boat, you could imagine trying to build that taper in using the rabbet and the framing.
Well, sure, yeah, a little bit of a taper, sure.
So, port side's about ready to be reset. By that I mean...
So, wait, is this number 10 on...
That's 9.
That's 9, okay.
Yeah, we got
here
all...
Here we have only done 8, we're still at 8.
Right, what we've got here, these are all cut.
For both sides?
Yeah, except for the 2 stern planks. Because we had to go back and relay out all the plank ends, because they were like, you know, this. So we had to get those right. And plus we had a lot of other stuff. Let me pull this off. Actually,
hey.
Oh.
Hey.
Let's pull the mask off.
Yeah, nice day. Are you kidding? November 4th. Freaking 85 degrees today at the beach.
Snow somewhere?
Supposed to snow somewhere. This is lumber that's already cut for this week's episode.
the interior is full of dust right now.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons you do this now. See, the bottom's basically shaped close, so we get the top sides pretty close. We get all this dust and everything out of there, so when we do the interior and the decks, it's relatively clean. Then we come down to finish the planking, we just match those up with the bilge.
Yeah.
So that you're not lost in space when you're shaping it.
I see some repair work here.
Oh yeah.
Some recent repair work.
This is just a shim I put on here, but this was their attempt, which worked pretty good, but we had to reshape it a little bit, and there was like, right where these two, here's the top of that one. It wasn't even touching right here. See the shim?
Yeah. Oh, it wasn't even touching.
3/16, almost a 1/4 inch gap right there where the plank wasn't even touching the frame. Just, we had to put this in and dub it in so everything lines up good.
Little twist end shaft.
Yeah. And when you chamfer the top off, like the other one was.
Now, is this the piece that yet to be installed?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because this way, when it's in, any water won't stand in those frames. It'll drain. That'll go in pretty soon.
It's going to be in about still sticky, but pulls out right.
Pulls out.
Yeah.
Bang it down right into it.
Yeah.
And then we got to cut a hole in it though. Still.
Yep.
Yeah. So we got to get all that stuff off the old exhaust. You're probably get a heat gun.
Oh, you mean to take it off the old?
Yeah. They used a lot of 5200 on that, and it's
all
just
glued together a big mass of it.
Yeah. Well, they didn't want any leaks. Let's hope we don't get any leaks.
No, RIBB, ANDS, rib bands, or ribbons.
Ribbons.
And they're installed because we were taking planks off. There won't be a plank there, nothing to wedge against. So we go to put course 9 in, we can use these rib bands to wedge planks up. So
Sure.
there'll be a couple more where there's planks missing, but we do that.
So you'll have to do this rib band a few times in this middle section.
Maybe 3 more times, yeah.
Yeah.
After this.
There aren't enough planks.
No, because remember when we were taking the planks off originally, we were taking them off to really get a look at the frames and all that.
Those are just little sections. The rest of them still seems to be here.
No.
No?
just made a butt block right now, and I'm just going to chamfer the back of it so it doesn't look like just a square piece of wood.
Okay, and what does that word mean, chamfering?
Chamfer means to, instead of taking a round over bit like a lot of people do, so it's nice, just rounded. A chamfer is a nice clean, takes that edge off.
Okay.
Makes it look nice.
Look nice, but
also, you don't want any sharp corners.
no sharp corners. Oh, much better.
It just gives a good, clean appearance. If it was just rounded over, probably look like a high school woodshop project.
Doug would not like that.
And where this is in the boat, there's not, the frames are nice and straight, so there's no shape to this one.
Okay, nice.
A lot of the ones in the belly we had to shape. Had to get up there and hold it against the frames, kind of shape it in so everything, you know, planks land on nicely. And
Gotcha, of course, of course.
this is a pretty easy one to make. It's nice and flat, so.
So,
Give about a 1/2 inch overhang on top and bottom planks.
okay.
When we put it in, go like that, get everything clamped up, we can drill it. It goes right where it's supposed to go.
Very good. You're going to put that in now?
No, I'm just getting them made, and then they're gonna get painted. And then we go to install the planks. And the planks have been battened already and clamped in place exactly where they go.
Right.
Then we set these in here, do all the drilling at one time. And that way.
So are you putting any planks together right now? End to end?
No, we've got all the planks cut for course 9, both sides, but right now we're, as you can see, he's fairing and I'm repairing, and I'm gonna get all 4 of the butts made. So
Fairing and repairing?
Fairing and repairing. Small repairs, frame repairs, and whatever we have to glue up.
All right, so there are still some repairs being done right now?
Yeah, plus the ribbon. And we're concentrating on that side right now because he's over here sanding. But then the next thing to do is take off plank 11 there.
Sure. No, she's beautiful. Look at her.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. Gorgeous shape.
All of this is near, and slightly below the water line, which is where we are, was a function of what we talked about. The water line is always the place where you get the most damage to your fasteners. due to, you know, the wet, dry stuff, wet, dry, and the fact that stray currents love to stay on top of the water. So the rivet heads were just gone. And so they just added a bunch of screws in the center of the frames, 3 per frame, in addition to the 2.
Oh yeah, this is a lot of repair work here, huh?
Right. So it split the frames. So in a lot of cases, you can just spread that split, put your epoxy and fibers in there, and clamp it back together. Which is also why we're using bolts, because a bolt doesn't have put the type of stress on it that a screw will in these smaller frames. And the frames are so small that to get a good bite and a good screw would be hard to do. In this whole area from the deck down, we're delaminating.
Okay.
So we would take putty knives and whatever and force the epoxy deep into the laminates and reclamp them while we're at it. I think every bulkhead except the one way up forward was doing that. Just for a couple of 3 inches, maybe 4 at the most.
Well, it's each time you open it up, you find the next 3 inches.
Oh, sure. And so you can see this bulkhead. You can see a little bit of the repairs
Come around
near
this side.
those wedges there. So that's what that was all about.
So you're just trimming off the length there?
Yeah, I'm gonna trim some of that length off of this.
A bit longitudinal, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Perfect, yeah. You know, the cutting off all those long bolts inside,
Yeah.
you can cut that chunk of plank out, Clint.
Yeah, I guess I could, huh?
You know where the true butt's going to be?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where the butt. That's where the marking says the butt plug goes.
Yeah. These planks were off quite a bit like this. You can see here. This one's off 3/4 of an inch higher than this one.
Okay.
This one was similar, but lower. But worst of all, they're really different in this area right here in their widths. So we're going to cut this plank out and bring the widths close to being the same, 3, 4, 6 feet down. But we want the ends to end up as nice as we can.
Well, we can see that one at the top isn't.
Terrible. That's how we had to do it though. Well, we picked it back up here.
Right.
So, and I realize you're not going to varnish the boat, it's going to be covered with paint. But still, why not, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
At least try to make it symmetrical. So yeah, we've been tapering back from about here. The planks taper from are now 1.125 good thickness and more, down to just over an inch here at the transom. Same up on the stem. The last 3 or 4 feet on every boat's always tapered up.
Okay. Okay. So this is number 9. Port side, number 1.
Yeah.
Over 20 feet long.
Yeah, and these are port.
How close to this is? How many times do you already put this up to fit it?
Well, on the other side, it went up twice.
Okay. So.
See, the bow planks are fairly easy on this boat.
Okay. Yeah, they look pretty straight.
There's not a whole lot of bend. But there's only a little bit of.
You got to come around this side.
And you can see here, there's not very much bend. So the first 10 feet or so, the boat's pretty consistent, 1.125 inches, and it's fairly flat. So we run this down to 1.125 inches, and then about 10 feet down or so, we taper it up to 1.25 inches, because about there, the boat starts getting some shape like this.
Okay.
A little convex shape. And so we have to leave this thickness. In the belly, you have to leave your planks quite a bit thicker.
Right.
Because you're taking some out of the inside.
Right.
And then they're going to be sitting here like this on the outside. You got to take some off the seams on the outside. So, in fact, on the bottom, a couple of those planks turn out over 1.5 inches to carve that shape.
To carve that shape.
Yeah.
That shape. Oh, I see. That's what you're doing. You're carving the shape.
Yeah, and like this one here,
so that it sits. So this is the back side.
Yeah, that's the inside of starboard number 2.
You see it's got a little bit of a curve in it. And that's just done that's not just done by eye, just taking out a little bit and seeing how the plank lays on the...
Well, when you're learning this process, you have to make little patterns every so often and check them on there. But when you've been doing it as long as I have, you can look at it.
I need to take out this much.
It's how to learn that.
As you can see, I can see, right, it flattens out at a certain point, it bends at a certain point.
Yeah. And of course, as we've said before, there's many reasons why the shutter plank is where it is. Because there's very little shape to the frames. There's some curve, but not much. And there's very little twist in the planks. And also you can use the jack stands to push the plank in because there'll be no place to clamp.
Right.
When we get to that point, that glorious day.
That glorious day, which is on the 2015 horizon.
Hopefully.
With something with a 2015 in it.
A month with one syllable.
Why?
It's like shoulder stretch.
See the repair work there? Top side still looking very dusty. Nothing happening up here right now. But soon, back up soon. It's all ready. Starting up the fans. This is where we get our money's worth. Doug sanding.
Yeah. It's not that exciting.
This is the art. This is the art.
Not that much going on in Ventura these days. Course number 8.
Yeah.
See how thick that plank is?
Yes.
That's because we had to shape the back and leave the outside heavy so we could get the round started into it.
Okay.
So if you look back here at this angle, you'll see. Whoop, see how the
Oh yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So now you got to sand that. It's not so much that you can plane it.
I planed it some.
Planed it some. Okay.
But when you're doing the convex part of the hull,
Yeah.
stay out of the middle and work the seams. When you're down here, stay out of the seams and work the middle. It's going the other way.
Okay.
Now down there, there's some places where they'll go like this and they'll start to go the other way. So you got to keep your wits about it. Center of the plank alone.
Focus on the seams.
Yeah, because that's the thickest part when it's laying on the boat.
Okay, yeah.
You're going to leave that center. See up here, see how the seam is proud?
Yeah.
You focus on that. And leave the middle alone, see it?
Leave the middle alone, yeah.
Pretty soon you'll start getting this feel for it. Once you get it where it's just kind of smooth lumpy, you can go like this. We're not there yet.
Not there yet.
No.
Got it.
Up in here, the boat has some fairly straight back aft, so there's not a whole lot of that seam business for some. But you can see this how thick this is.
Yeah.
It's over an 1/8 inch, almost an 1/8 inch sticking out. But right here on the inside, we took an 1/8 out almost. So this plank, when you're saying this will be a consistent thickness inside to out. Leave the bottom alone till number 9's on. No use guessing there.
Right.
And that's a large part of what this is all about. It's a nice scene, huh?
Yeah, very nice.
Final thing you should do when you're carrying a haul like this, all we're doing right now is getting rid of material and lumps and bumps and trying to get close to the final thickness. But there's about 2 guys for a good 2 or 3 days that know what they're doing should board sand this building.
2 weeks from today, we want to be up on top. Finish course 9. Come on. You can get it done.
Well, between that and the plugging, as you know, that takes a lot of time. But
yeah.
That would be nice. That's a good goal to go to shoot for. Because today, tomorrow, and Friday, I'm going to be sanding on the hull. So if they get the port side done today, maybe by tomorrow by noon at the latest, and we can blow that down and Rich can come in and start plugging it.
Gotcha. So you got a day of sanding, hence it's that sanding.
Oh yeah. I've been on this for 2 days, port side.
Really?
It'll take me the rest of the day to finish. And then whatever countersinking we're going to do, we'll do tomorrow. So Rich will probably come in Friday. Because the idea is to get that side done. He's over there and we're not stumbling over each other.
And he's doing the repairs, he's putting the rib band on.
Yep. And on the other side, when Rich is over there plugging and I'm over here making a giant dust cloud, he can start cutting out plank 10 on that side.
All right, 2 weeks from today. So what do we got today? We're wrapping up. We've got most of 9 cut, not installed yet.
Right.
But should be installed in the next couple of days, next week. Any more patching and repair work to do?
Well, when we take off this course right here, we'll see.
Oh yes, you have to take off the number 10.
Oh yeah, one more little thing about that. Somebody just pushed me. Every boat, in my experience, one side is always better than the other.
Yes.
Starboard side was worse so far.
Probably because we were always tied up on one side.
Yeah, or the sun's beating on that side, it's dry, wet, or you're up next to a dock that's hot.
Yeah, yeah.
Or another boat that's hot. But for whatever reason, it seems like one side, and the port side, as you can see, hardly any sister frames, hardly any splits. See it?
Yeah.
Starboard side was just hammered.
Starboard side looked bad, yeah.
So that's just a little tip.
Okay.
I don't know what it means.
I don't know. All right.
Probably
Today's the
global
5th.
warming.
We'll see you
Global
on the 19th. 2 weeks.
Hey, we better get this done because the sea levels are coming up.
Yeah, no shit.
We're
We're going to be launching this thing right from here.
We'll put a
All
trap
right.
right there. Put the boatyard out of business.
Until next time.